March is Nutrition Month, and I'm here to answer your nutrition questions. The first question I'm going to answer is, how should I fuel for a tennis match that starts at 3 p.m.? This is a great question and one that I love because a 90-minute high-intensity tennis match sits right in that middle zone where fueling absolutely matters, but you don't need a full marathon-style carb load. Today I'm going to walk you through what to eat the day before, what to eat on game day, what to do 30 minutes before the game, and how to hydrate properly. The big picture: this starts the day before your fueling, that is. Your key message that we want to take home is that this is about carb topping up this day before, not carb loading. For example, what I mean by this is that you want full glycogen stores and you don't want digestive discomfort. So you want to try to keep everything as similar as possible, and we start on the day before increasing carbs in 2 meals and 1 snack, sometimes 3 meals depending on the person. For example, if you normally for breakfast have 1/3 of a cup of oats, bump it up to 2/3 of a cup of oats when you make your oatmeal. If you normally have toast and eggs, make sure you add a banana. For lunch, if you normally eat 3/4 of a cup at lunch, increase to 1 1/4 cups to 1 1/2 cups. Make sure you're lowering fiber in order to ease digestion and give room for those added carbohydrates you're taking. This might be a time where you even swap brown rice for white rice if needed to ease your digestive discomfort. Pre-hydration, again, we want to start the day before. And what you want to consider is exploring those Nuun tablets, which are just electrolyte tablets. They have very minimal sugar. And you want to consider having 1 to 2 full shaker cups a day with about 1/2 to a full tablet of Nuun. Really test this on a practice day first and see what feels comfortable for you. People have day. So on game day, what we want to do for this 3 p.m. match, we want to think about breakfast. For breakfast, you want to have things that you're familiar with. You want to have a source of easy to digest carbs, some protein, keep it low fiber, and moderate to low fat. It's just something that feels comfortable. So for example, maybe normally you have that couple pieces of high fiber toast with eggs and some avocado. On the day of the match, you might switch it to sourdough or white bread and have eggs and very minimal avocado. Oatmeal and protein powder and fruit is great, but if you normally add a bunch of chia and flax, skip that and just keep it quite basic. Avoid things like giant veggie omelets, which might be okay on a non-game day, but we really want to make sure we prioritize easy to digest carbohydrates. For mid-morning, 10 to 11, I would try to have a very easy to digest carb focused snack. For example, might be a lovely banana. You might have toast with honey. You might have a couple of fig Newtons. You might have even something like a white naan. Again, things that normally I might not be suggesting to people, but this day before and day of, you just want easy to digest carbs to top up your glycogen load, or glycogen stores, I should say. Lunch, try to make sure you're eating by 12 or 12:30, so it's easily digested and out of the system before your match. You want something with high carbohydrate, moderate protein that's easy to digest, low fat and low fiber. So an example might be some a fist to a fist and a half of white rice or pasta, an amount that you know is comfortable for you to digest pre-match. You want a smaller portion of protein than you might normally have, so maybe 1/2 to 2/3 what you normally have, and just a very small veggie portion if you just want to add some variety. The goal here of this meal is that you want it digested and out of your stomach before warm-up. Now, 30 minutes before the match, you definitely want to do a little bit of a top-up because we've eaten lunch and it's out of our system. You're choosing a snack that has 20 to 45 grams of carbohydrates. Stick to the lower end if you know you're a slow digester, and go with a higher end if you tolerate food well and you've got quote-unquote an iron stomach. We want to stick with minimal fat. We want low fiber and something that you are familiar with and that you will enjoy, and make sure you enjoy it with a little bit of water. If there is protein in the mix, like say you choose a protein bar, make sure it's 5 to 10 grams of protein max, and it is one that's easily digested and you are familiar with. A great example of snacks could be a banana, a granola bar that you're familiar with. You might have, say, 1/2 of one of these naans. You might have a few fig Newtons or digestive biscuits, something that you are familiar with. So wrong. A regular Gatorade or Powerade actually contains too much sugar for optimal hydration. So what you want to do is you want to choose something like Scratch, which is a great one, or G2 is actually also fantastic because it contains electrolytes and has a lower, still some sugar, but a lower amount of sugar. So that actually is the best option for hydrating. So as opposed to plain water during a match, I would go with either Scratch, that again you buy the powder and you mix it up yourself, or go with the G2. Also have water along the side, so if for whatever reason you just crave regular water, that's fine to have it, but you ideally want to have the G2 or something like that available to promote ideal hydration. Take frequent small sips as you're able to, and don't chug. So if you explore and try this strategy out and you still find that you hit the wall late in the match, you may need to fuel within the match. Most people won't need to if they do this pre-day focus and then good day focus of your glycogen stores, but you may want to choose something like a gel or some energy chews to have a top up around that 45 to 60 minute mark of your match. But again, always test this in practice first. So in summary, when we're talking about a 3 p.m. game, your carb top up actually starts the day before. You also want to pre-hydrate, and the day of, we're making sure we're working backwards so we have a solid lunch by 12:30, we have time for a snack before that, and a proper breakfast. Right before the match, within about 30 to 20 minutes before, you're having that high carbohydrate, easy to digest snack, and you're choosing proper hydration during. When fueling and hydration is dialed in, you shouldn't feel heavy or bloated during the match. You should feel steady and sharp right through to that final point.